Looking to get back somewhere up in there. I like the fact that it's all open.
Looking for the mountains.
Pretty amazing.
Looking for that wild place.
I'm up in the saddle
For
now.
the mountains. Looking for them wild places. Yes. The casket checkers back on the scene.
Back on the scene.
Yeah. Finally, I'm back out on the scene. And I stopped here to film this. This could just be very well where I'm going for the next 4 or 5 nights. Snowcrest Mountain Range. I'm thinking this is Antone Guard Station. I think there's a trail here. There's no real trail. A couple signs. Real nice back here. Beautiful. Beautiful approach to this mountain range back here. I'm gonna check over this way to see if we've got a trailhead. Alright, so this is a repeat do-over trip to try to hike on the Snowcrest Range. I took a different way in from Lima from Highway 15, and basically from Idaho Falls it was 100 miles to get there, and then probably 35 miles back on these gravel roads. Alright, as rough as it may seem, these are the trailheads. And so I found the trailheads, and this would be the beginning and end point of a 30-mile loop. Okay, Rough Creek Trail, Antone Pass, Meadow Creek Trail, this way. We got something started. I just don't think many people come back here and use it. Okay, Rough Creek Trail. We got a nice trail here through the forest. We're going to have a more well-defined trail. Alright, so this is half of what I've been looking for. Alright, I've got a plan. It's still mid-afternoon. It feels late with the sun where it is, but it's 2:30. I'm gonna start following that really faint trail, the faint route, because that was my plan. There are some creek drainages in that direction. Hopefully the trail goes into a forest, which I would be able to follow. And I just kind of want to get into the forest and find some water for the night. We're all set. I've got the full heavier pack. Not real happy about it. It's heavy. I've got extra clothing, which I need. Food probably for 8 days in there. And just the way it is right now. We're just going to look for some water and a camp spot, and I'm just going to keep going until I'm too tired to go anymore. Okay, here we are again, starting to hike. Antone Guard Shack here. Over here is Sawtooth Peak, and over here is Antone Peak. Well, just a bit further in, and we do have semblance of a trail. Well, this is a good feeling here for now, and we'll just take it as it comes. This is nice. Feeling a little more confident about this adventure. And I see another sign down here, and the trail's well worn. That's nice. Looking good. We got trail signs and a trail. Will you believe we've still got these biting flies? Bastards. And we've had freezing nights. I don't know, man. Just so annoying. It's just a reminder to me of how this summer was squandered by these bastard flies. Yeah, we got the first water crossing. Nice. This is nice to see. Good flow of water still going on this late in the season. It's real thick in here. We've got riparian drainages and just slightly higher up I've seen open slopes. Yeah, I'm getting up here. This was the peak and the high ridge I saw from down the guard shack, and probably down somewhere in that direction below these trees over here. And you can see what some of these upper reaches are going to be like. Here we have this close example up there at the top. Now what I think is I'd go over this ridge and drop down to a creek canyon. It's gonna be soon that I want to stop. It's probably pushing 5 o'clock by now. Yeah, I think Antone Peak is over this way. Well, here's a tiny trickle. Wondering if I should try to make this work, because I'm really starting to feel that this pack is heavy. And we have some forest camping possibilities, namely right on the trail. Well, we're back into this draw, and I guess I'm going to look a little further. This wasn't so promising, but could probably work. Got a big old tree. That's nice. Just a little farther, and I do hear water down here. Well, let's just hope the trail crosses it or accesses it. Man, looking for a spot somewhere in here. Maybe. Nice to have this sun for a little while. Okay. Wow. This is where I am. Back on the scene. It's a beautiful scene. We are in the Beaverhead Deerlodge National Forest. And this is the southern section on the Montana-Idaho border. I'm in Montana. As mentioned previously, this is a return trip that I failed earlier this year. It's the Snowcrest Range. Yeah, big issues this summer. One, with the flies. It was so dry and hot, they just kept right on breeding. Back on this last trip in the Teton Wilderness, that was a tough hike. It ended on a sour note. Back at the trailhead, alright, I'm dehydrated, heat, compromised. I'm just intent on getting away from the trailhead and finding that pull-out camp spot to just relax and prepare to drive home. Driving away on the motorcycle, I didn't realize the front wheel was still locked. It was locked to the post at the trailhead sign. 400 and plus odd pounds of the bike weight, plus my weight and the pack weight. We're looking at 650 pounds of force. 2 or 3, 4 miles an hour. Full on my left leg and the hamstring. Yeah, right here. Down for 3 weeks easily. Guys, so sad. But then we had fire smoke kick up. Just like right when I thought I was kind of able to do something minor. The fire smoke kicked up horrible. I was coughing at home in the house. So bad. This is my last trip. I just about started crying when I started hiking. It felt so good. And this is it. It's the end of the Cascade Trekker 2025 season. And here I am. This is going to be one of the harder water acquisitions. And this is darn steep. This is just too much. It's clearing over here. Fudge. And not so bad up until this point. Let me try and get over this way. This is a mess. Alright, here it is. I got down here this way, and this is where I'll go up through here. I guess it could be worse, right? Here's a long overdue addition. You may have heard it jingling and dingling on the film. That's my bear bell. And I just have just avoided it for so long. And this last trip, it was so hot, parched, dehydrated that I was making noise, and it just sucked the moisture out of me. You know, that was the realization. Get your bear bell. So now I've got 4 bear deterrents. I've got my air horn, I've got my bear spray. The first in the list is the bear bell, and then I've got the 10mm pistol, which I've been, strapped on my chest with. I'm not scared. I really am not afraid. And while this wonderful bit of sun is still here, upgraded the pack and the gear. This is the flashlight tent. Sierra Designs. Is it the flashlight or the super flash? It's the flashlight. Is it? Clip flashlight. Yeah, guys, this is my below freezing tent, and we're going there these next few days. I've got my super warm layers, top and bottom, to wear inside the sleeping bag, and I'll just be super cozy. The only thing that might get cold is my nose. Yeah, beautiful day right now. Beautiful, beautiful, sunny, warm day. Food. That's the weight in the bag. Heavy food in there, and I don't have a choice. I don't know, if I'll lose the route and have to come back. It might be something where I'm out here for 6 or 7 nights. I'm prepared for that. That's the max. Honestly, I have 6 days of fuel, and give or take, I hope. And lastly, for those having trouble with cold snacks, call them cold snacks. I've had trouble with cold snacks for years. Guys, this is the Director Clean Cut. This is my Athletic Hazy IPA. Non-alcoholic. Sober now for three weeks. It was that downtime just was recovery. I'm on that road. I'm in that boat going to the other side. And right now, part of the weight getting in here was this beer I brought. I wanted to celebrate the close of the season with my new, go-to non-alcoholic hazy IPA. Perfect. Wow. Nice warm-up this morning. What an amazing night here. From dusk till dawn. About a quarter of a mile this way, a male elk was doing his rutting mating call, and it's just this warbling, like guttural whine. Each time he did it, it was different. Just amazing to hear and so close. And I realize that it's been 4 years since I've experienced these calls, and in such a close proximity. I would kind of doze off and then be jolted awake by the noise of it. And eventually I did sleep. I slept great here. I'm not going to do this loop that I planned. It's too much on this leg. I was hobbling in last night, and it's just not going to be feasible for me. I can't imagine getting through this 35-mile loop with this leg. And that's what it's going to be. Having this elk with his call so close was just inspiring and fulfilling. You know, almost what more could I want? Right back here, everything's okay. And I'm just gonna cross this Red Rock River Valley and go close to the Continental Divide, just to cycle camp. All right, relocated. Real nice afternoon here. Quiet, peaceful. I'm right close to the road. I haven't had anyone drive by. This is Price Pete Road here, basically named after 2 creek drainages. We've got 2 forks of the Price Creek over here and 1 fork over here, and then over a slight divide on the other side is the Pete Creeks. Yeah, so basically from where I was, I drove straight across this Red Rock River valley, which is basically full of nothing but sage. And I wanted to check this road out because it goes up really close to the Continental Divide. My guess is that it's a half of a mile this way, and not very far up. So this is the Centennial Mountain Range, and I've been on the other side twice trying to ski. The first time I did ski, that was 2 years ago. So what I want to do, and why I'm here, is to kind of check out skiing access on this side, the north side. The north side holds the snow longer. This is my zone. I just want to milk the weekend and stay away from the toxic house I live in. Thankfully, I'm moving out. Anyway, yeah, that's the plan. Just kind of relax and immerse. Yeah, nice morning here. Beautiful day. And this morning was pretty fantastic with the sunrise over here and just a crimson red layer along the whole horizon. I'm moving up to the end of the road where we have the Continental Divide Trail. Should be nice to hike on that a little bit. Maybe even carry my gear along the trail for a little ways. Well, found myself another place to camp. And this is where the Continental Divide Trail crosses through this pass. This is Peat Creek Pass. I believe it starts just on the other side of this pass here. A real nice place. This is like a small knoll up from the parking area. And here's the main road, Price Peat Road, goes around the side of it here. Quite a bit of activity. It's Saturday. Kind of surprisingly, we've had ATV riders come up this way. This is from the south, so they're coming up from Idaho, and this could very well be the state line. But I looked at the map, referenced where they're coming from, and it's my bug out, Porcupine Pass, just on the other side over here. No big deal. It's okay. Finding this spot is real nice. Grassy, shaded, breezy up here. You know, there might even be some water. I'll go down there and check. I've stocked up with water at the last creek crossing, so I've got 3.5 unfiltered, 1, 2, 3 3/4 filtered. That's, you know, what is that, 7 liters? So that's 3 days easily. All right, so it's just chill time here. Beautiful day, perfect weather. Last few days of summer, actually. Well, we got some company here to break my boredom and get me out of that stupid book. All right, we got some adventure bike comrades out here. Come up from this road that I was curious about. Real busy here yesterday and nothing except you guys so far today. So it was great you came through. Tell me your name. Aaron? Mike? And Scott. All right, so tell me about your bikes.
It's a 2023 BMW GS 1250.
Oh, how many cylinders?
It's 2.
2 cylinders. Yeah, I can see now. What year?
It's a heavy bike, but it gets around for its weight, that's for sure. Holds it down low.
What's it like, about 500 pounds, 600 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, mine's top heavy. That one's top heavy. And
This one carries it way down low, so it doesn't feel as heavy.
so how is it off-road?
It's pretty good.
Yeah?
I mean, I wouldn't take it on things that these guys would go on.
Trails?
It's really nasty, but
Trails.
I can get into places that I probably shouldn't be in and can get back out.
Yeah, you know, the first time this season I hit mine pretty hard on some rough boulders and talus, and I've had smaller bikes that would be squirrely, and it just kind of went right straight up like a tank.
Yeah, tractor.
It's like hard to believe.
Yeah.
All right, tell me what you got here.
22 890R. We call it the Apex Predator of adventure bikes.
Nice.
Yeah, 22 KTM 890R.
And the weight?
460.
That's all?
Yep. And all the weight's carried low in the tank.
Gas
That's the gas tank.
So you have no top heavy. So it feels like a dirt bike. It's the ultimate off-road. Unless you go a step lighter.
Okay. Oh, check you out. You got gadgetry.
Yep, gadgets.
What kind of mileage you get?
Smiles. I don't know the miles.
How many, what's your turning range?
5.3, 250 miles.
Oh, just about the same as mine. Nice.
5.3 gallons, 250 miles. So if you did the math, you can figure out how many miles you got.
Right.
Heck yeah. What are you riding here?
2020 690 KTM Enduro R.
Yeah. Lighter?
325 pounds.
Heck yeah.
Makes these look like RVs.
They feel like our.
And it's a 690, you said.
690. It also carries the fuel down low in the back. Fuel tanks in the back.
Awesome. Wow. Glad you guys stopped through.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's my surprise activity here today, guys.
Surprise guest.
Yeah. Okay, now it comes back. I was there this spring. All right. I'm going to get you guys taken off.
Yep.
Okay.
Kicking rocks.
Thanks for the visit. Yep. And now I'm alone again. Crappy feeling when some cool people come along. All right. Back to my crappy book. Wow. This breeze is chilly. And got some dark clouds. The breeze is coming from the south. Had some nice sun breaks here for a minute. It's day 4 of my pseudo adventure. We're gonna probably head back tomorrow. Gonna wait for the wind to calm down, the sun to shine again. All right, we're gonna I guess lock it down for impending rain. Well, we've got some sun blasts coming through. Quite nice. Late afternoon. I've just been hanging in this tent all day, it seems, and I'm gonna take a walk up this CDT trail, just with a pocket full of water and my bear gun and my camera. All right. This was nice just to wander around off the trail a little bit, the Continental Divide Trail. I've discovered a carcass, and it's got to be a cow carcass. Still smelly. Oh my word. This is all where it got ripped up. All this is hair. There's the rib cage. Here, right here is the second collection of poop. Oh, it's rank here. Trying to figure out if it's a cow or an elk. Well, the coloring of this hair, which is a lot of it is white. Ooh, stinky. This has been recently visited. The piles of poop are recent. I'm probably being watched right now by an extremely large cougar. Yeah, this is not even good to be around, considering that there's bears in the area. Down farther is the skin and the hide dragged farther down. Wow, this is something else. Oh man, this one really stinks. It's the hide, the skin, and I really doubt that's a cow. It might even be a moose with the dark color. I don't know. I gotta move on. It's kind of looking around for any bones. Pretty amazing. Stunning, more is a better word. And so I see a trail here. It's an animal trail. I don't think that's been there that long. This is the busy animal route to get to that kill. Still a little freaky. I gotta get away from it. It's freaking me out. I'm thinking of a short film titled Life and Death on the Continental Divide Trail. I'm alive, and whatever that was isn't alive. It's interesting to come across carcasses. It really puts into perspective the predators that are here and that can potentially threaten humans. I have to say I'm not really afraid. You can see that I have a pistol, but it's not just that. It's not showing fear. Goes back to the playground, junkyard dog that was mean to every kid around. Well, it's because they were all afraid of it. And the same with in my particular recent case, I've got to think cougars are near. They can see how a person carries themselves, with no fear. Like I had to walk on some logs, some down trees to get through this thicket of down trees, and very sure of myself. Yeah, I'm glad I got out of that tent. Almost back to camp now. This landmark here, I recall from this spring, driving beneath it looking for snow. Yeah, very close to Porcupine Pass. Twice this summer I was there. And what's really cool about just ending up here and seeing these ATVs yesterday coming through on this road here, and this morning the adventure bike guys, you know, I got word that I can cut through here. Yeah, it's gonna save me some miles, but it was all just on a whim that I came back here. And really, for a vehicle, a street vehicle like mine, to cross over the Continental Divide on a, you know, unmarked road is really out of the ordinary. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Wow. We got some sun. Finally, it's probably 9 o'clock in the morning here. Had some rain last night, about an hour, and then again for like 15 minutes this morning. The tent's wet. Gonna be packing things up wet. Probably gonna leave here in half an hour maybe. Yeah, we're good. It's chilly. Right now I've got on 5 layers, including the green army layer, which is hardly putting a dent in the chill. I'm glad I brought this hoodie. Man, it was just kind of a last minute thing to throw in the box. I've just got one more layer, and that's the rain gear, the Gore-Tex jacket. But I think it'll warm up after I get out of the hills. Probably have full-on sun on the highway going home. And this is going to wrap up this adventure, if you could call it that. But it was just kind of a nice relaxation, spiritual charging. I'd been recuperating, recovering for weeks in that crappy house I'm moving out of, with the cigarette smoker downstairs next to my room. Just tough going. The trekker is out.